Hi, this is Tyler McCoy for University of Cincinnati Fire Science 3044, Leadership in Fire and EMS. I took this class to better myself. It is a requirement for this class. I have learned a lot through this class. Before taking this class, I thought I had a lot of leadership qualities, and I have come to find out I have a lot to improve on. In this class, I read Working with Emotional Intelligence by Goleman. I learned a lot out of this book on effective qualities of leadership. Looking at leadership, there's two definitions. We can be a leader or we can be a manager. A manager is the way an organization is kept organized, non-chaotic, and productive. A leader is someone that inspires individuals to obtain greatness, how to effectively handle change. That's the type of individual I want to work for. I don't want to be managed, I want to be led. In the fire service, saying about the officer is first in and last out. One thing I try to do, I am a company officer, I try to lead by example. I will not have my crew members do anything I would not do. I still pitch in on housework, overhaul. Some officers do not. I have worked for officers that were more of the management type. The saying, beatings will continue until morale improves, that did happen often with me. I learned a lot on how not to be an officer from these people. I also took the ECSI test that myself took and other individuals took about me, looking at my emotional and social competencies. There are several areas that I lack that are my weaknesses, and my goal is to improve on these to become a better individual, better officer, and a better husband of my house. Again, we all have strengths and weaknesses. My goal is to turn my weaknesses into strengths to further my career at the Dayton Fire Department. Myself, I am a highly motivated individual. When I came on the Dayton Fire Department, I was 21 years old. I was the youngest firefighter on the job. I studied for the lieutenant's exam for a year. I got promoted to lieutenant last November on the first list I was eligible for, and I am currently the youngest lieutenant on the Dayton Fire Department. I love being an officer. I love leading individuals. It has opened my eyes to weaknesses I need to improve on, and that's what I'm hoping to obtain after taking this class. I have an associate's degree in fire science through Sinclair Community College in fire science, as I stated. I am currently at the University of Cincinnati obtaining my bachelor's. I hope to finish that in December. I have always been driven to never give up. I was born at 2 pounds 9 ounces. I was very premature, very small. The doctors actually gave me a 5% chance of living through the first night. Well, here I am. Obviously, I survived. I'm very passionate about life. I love to help others. One of my best friends, Dennis, said that if I won $1 million, I'd probably give it away, which probably would happen. My career goals, I hope to continue working up the ladder of the Dayton Fire Department. I can take the captain's exam in 2016. I hope to be promoted to captain by 2020. This is going to take studying on my behalf. Our exams are 125 questions from a set books, commercial books, and Dayton Fire Department study material. If I make the rank of captain, I'm going to study for the district chief exam. Hopefully I'll become promoted to district chief before I leave the department. If I do make the rank of district chief, I would like to apply for the assistant chief's or the director's position. Currently we have 3 assistant chiefs and 1 director. Obviously these positions require more emotional and social competencies. They are not a promoted position. They are appointed by the Dayton Civil Service Commission and the city manager. Traits of a good company officer or a chief officer. Conflict management skills. There's always going to be conflict in the firehouse among members, among fire department and the public. We are to be the mediator. We are to get conflict out in the open and try to resolve it correctly. Don't be afraid to make a decision. My former chief, Herbert Redden, said of new officers, don't be afraid to make a decision, just make one. If you can tell me why you made that decision, I will back you up 100%. You're going to learn from your decisions. We're going to make improper decisions, but as long as we don't make them again, that's the way to go. Educate not only yourself, but also your fellow firefighters. That fellow firefighter working for you may one day be the chief of your department. encourage them, inspire them to become leaders one day of their department. We don't want stagnant firefighters. Even if firefighters study for an officer's test and do not get promoted, there's still going to be a more rounded, educated firefighter and individual. We need to be a charismatic leader. We all worked for that individual that was not any fun. They never smiled. They were always in a bad mood. That's not an individual we want to be around. I always try to smile. I always try to have fun at work. I love my job. I try to give that charismatic to someone else also. Need to be empathetic. We deal with individuals that are at their worst time. Even firefighters going through divorces, a bad home life, a bad day at work. Need to be empathetic towards what they're going through. Show empathy for them. We also were once firefighters. That's one of the things sometimes officers forget. They think now they're an officer, they were never a fireman. Think back to when you were a fireman. What would you have liked your officer to be like? And we need to effectively handle change. That's one of my weaknesses. I do not like change. This book and the ECI exam has shown me that I need to change. I need to enjoy it, and I need to look for it. As the book Who Moved My Cheese has stated, it's going to happen. 4 emotional competencies that I'm going to improve on. I need to know and understand my own emotions. I need to show empathy towards others. I need to use correct conflict management tools. And I need to be conscientious towards others in my daily life at home, out in public, and in the firehouse. Emotional awareness. That is the ability to recognize one's emotions and their effects. Know the internal meters of myself, the subtle signals of what's going on, and why am I feeling those. I have a tendency to act first before I think about what I am doing. I tend to just go with the flow, don't really have any emotion. Guys on one front are typically not as emotional as women are. My wife is very emotional. That's one of the things I've had to learn in this 1 year of marriage. I need to open up more with her. In meeting this emotional awareness, one goal I have is to make a conscious decision on a daily basis. I'm going to start by doing one. I will make this decision based on the emotions I am currently feeling. I need to stop and think about what I'm going to do, why am I feeling the way I am, and any consequences that may come about through this action. I also need to recognize the emotions I am currently experiencing. Am I sad? Am I happy? Am I scared? Surprised? A lot of times I just go with the flow and I don't think about what I am really feeling. From time to time I'm going to stop and assess what emotions I am feeling and think about why am I actually feeling those. And I need to be able to express those feelings once I figured out why I'm feeling. I tend to not tell my wife what's going on inside, tend to stay by myself. I don't open up. That's one thing I'm going to do. My wife is a good place to start here at the house, working on that with her, and that's going to trickle over into my friends and at work. I'm going to start with one person on a daily basis and work that up to 2 or 3. Let my emotions flow. My goal is to not even think about my emotional awareness and to just become a better individual. Empathy. Empathy is having the ability to understand other people. It is the ability to accurately hear and understand the unspoken or partly expressed thoughts, feelings, and concerns of other people. It's putting your feet in other people's shoes. People with empathy can pick up on emotional cues, knowing what is being felt or thought, even without any verbal clues from the other individual. People that are empathetic can tell when someone's having a bad day, having a great day. Sometimes I lack empathy. To increase my empathy, I want to daily show empathy towards at least one individual. One way I can do that, I'm going to start volunteering at Target Dayton, which is a homeless shelter here in Dayton. I tend to look down upon homeless people. I deal with them every day at work. I tend to believe they put themselves in that situation. It's their own fault they're homeless and they can help themselves. Well, that's not always correct. By volunteering and meeting these homeless people, I will get to know them, understand their past, why they are currently homeless, and show empathy towards them. Another way to increase my empathy is to obtain a mentor. My pastor at Church Apex Community, Rob Turner, he's a very empathetic individual. Pastors tend to be more empathetic, both positive and negative emotions. They deal with death and sickness on a daily basis, but they also deal with births and weddings. So they are able to display both positive and negative emotions on a daily basis. I'm going to meet with him, learn how to increase my empathy, and apply that, at the homeless shelter and at work and at my house with my wife. Being conscientious. That's being punctual, careful in doing work, being self-disciplined, and scrupulous in attending to responsibilities. Conscientious in the absence of empathy or social skills can lead to problems. Since conscientious people demand so much of themselves, they hold other people to their own standards. I have very high standards for myself at work. I'm never late. I never call off sick. I expect individuals to be the same way. When an individual calls off sick, I always think the worst. They must be out golfing. They must want to go to a Reds game. They really aren't sick. This implies also with being empathetic. These two go hand in hand. I need to not be judgmental of other individuals and hold them to my higher standards. One way to do this, instead of spending so much time with people at work, I'm going to spend more time with my family and friends, not fire department members. School does take a lot of my time right now, but I'm going to be done in December. One goal is I'm going to go to a different establishment I don't usually go to on a weekly basis, whether that be a new bar, a sports facility, or church. Meet individuals outside of the Dayton Fire Department. I want to strike up some new relationships. That way I don't hold the fire department such a high regard in my life. I'm not going to do as many extracurricular Dayton Fire Department activities. I quit the executive board. That took a lot of my time up. I still am the honor guard and the flower fund coordinator. I can do these at work. I'm also going to exercise and eat more healthy. Going to school, I don't work out anymore as much as I used to, and I need to eat more healthy. I'm going to exercise on a daily basis and eat more fruits and vegetables. This is going to help me in the long run. Conflict management. This is the ability to handle difficult individuals, groups of people, or tense situations. People with this competency bring disagreements into the open, effectively communicate their position, and focus on the issue rather than the people. When I have future conflicts, I'm going to remember to think about the issue, not the individual involved. Openly express my opinions. I tend to not express how I feel, and I'm going to work towards a solution that benefits all. One thing I'm going to do is look at my past conflicts. How did I handle these? Did I handle them with openly expressing my opinion? Did I remain calm? Did I listen to the other individual? And once I do have a conflict, I'm going to ask these individuals, how did I do? What can I improve on to handle the future conflicts? Change takes time. I'm not going to be able to improve on these competencies overnight. They take a long time. When I got married, one gift I got was a toilet seat. Written on it was, Tyler, remember to lower the toilet seat for your wife, Ashley. And my friend towards Ashley wrote, Ashley, change takes time. Tyler's not going to change over a month by putting the toilet seat down or changing any other thing you'd like. It's going to take a year or two. Each positive change that I do work on is going to affect the other three or everything else in my life. Being, as Professor Terry stated, self-awareness breeds self-control, which activates one's social radar, which in turn opens one's social awareness pathways, resulting in effective relationship management. This produces effective and affective leadership qualities, and these qualities translate to effective emergency scene management capabilities. I have some competencies I need to work on that are lacking. I'm going to bring these up to par. This is going to make me a better individual. It's going to make me more aware of my emotions, bring my conflict management skills up to par. I'm going to be more empathetic towards others, and I'm going to be more conscientious towards my friends and family and not spend as much time at the fire department. I've really thoroughly enjoyed this class. I look forward to using these skills I have learned to become a better firefighter, officer, and individual. I look forward to seeing you all in the future, and good luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.